How much do 11 UMS2 students spend on their prepaid load weekly? A group of researchers found the average amount of the 11 UMS2 students spend on their load weekly is 105 pesos. A sample of 34 students is taken from a normally distributed population of 11 UMS2 students, with the mean average of 91 and a standard deviation of 25.32 using 5% level of significance. Thus, the 11 UMS2 students actually spend 105 pesos on their prepaid load per week.
In getting the sample size, we use Loven's formula, which is the population size over 1 plus the population size times the level of significance squared. In this equation, our population size is 37, so it will be 37 over 1 plus 37 times 0.05 squared. The number of samples that we got is 33.86 or 34 students. The sample mean is 91 and the standard deviation is 25.32. Purposive sampling is what we use in selecting the participants.
The purpose of this hypothesis testing is to determine whether 11 UMS2 students actually spend 105 pesos on their prepaid load weekly. For the null hypothesis, the average amount that 11 UMS2 students spend on their prepaid load weekly is 105 pesos. And for the alternative hypothesis, the average amount that 11 UMS2 students spend on their prepaid load weekly is not equal to 105 pesos.
What is the significance level used and why? The level of significance is defined as the probability of rejecting a null hypothesis by the test when it is really true, which is denoted as A. And in this problem, the level of significance used is 5% or 0.05, which is related to the 95% confidence level. 0.05 was used as the level of significance because of the large sample test. What statistical tool did you use and why? The statistical tool used is case 2 or large sample test. The z-test will base on the level of significance to get the answer. 0.05 will be divided to 2 because the type of test used is two-tailed. The area which is located in the z-test is negative 1.96 and positive 1.96 given that it is two-tailed test. What type of test is used in this problem? Is it two-tailed, left-tailed, or right-tailed? The type of test used is non-directional and two-tailed since the symbol was not equal in the alternative hypothesis.
For the parameter, we have the mean average of 11 UMS2 students on the amount they spend on their load weekly is 105 pesos. For the statistic, we have n equals 37 over 1 plus 37 times 0.5 raised to 2. The answer is 33.86 or 34 students. For the mean of the sample, we have 91. And for the standard deviation, we have 25.32. For step 1 of the test statistic, we need to state the hypothesis to be tested. For the null hypothesis, we have the average amount that 11 UMS2 students spend on their prepaid load weekly is equal to 105 pesos. For the alternative hypothesis, we have the average amount that 11 UMS2 students spend on their prepaid load weekly is not equal to 105 pesos. For step 2, we need to set the level of significance to check if the claim is true or not. The level of significance used was 5% or 0.5.
To get the z, you must subtract the sample mean and the mean of null hypothesis over standard deviation of the population over the square root of the sample size. So 91 minus 105 over 25.32 divided by the square root of 34. The result or the answer is negative 3.22. To know whether it is rejected or accepted, we must look at the negative 3.22 in the graph. the null hypothesis will be rejected and the alternative hypothesis will be accepted.
For the decision, the null hypothesis is rejected and the alternative hypothesis is accepted. For the conclusion, therefore, the average amount that 11 UMS2 students spend on their prepaid load weekly is not equal to 105 pesos.